Hello friendly people of the internet, I am Hyper Superstore and welcome back to Retrain. Yes, it's been a while, where I take old cards, tweak their text a little bit to see if I can make them either more balanced or more broken. Today we're going to be balancing stuff with two cards that are basically the same thing. Gem-Knight Brilliant Fusion, Brilliant Fusion, and Gem-Knight Seraphinite. You can't have one without the other, I'm sorry. So what are their effects? Let's start with Brilliant Fusion, since that's the one who's actually on the list, the ban list. Continuous Spell. When this card is activated, fusion summon one Gem-Knight Fusion monster from your extra deck, using monsters from your deck as fusion material. But changes attack to 0, and if this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. Once per turn, you can discard one spell card, or the monster special summon via this card's effect attacks becomes equal to its original attack and defense. Until the end of your opponent's turn, you can only activate this card once per turn. Okay, but what about Seraphinite? Why is that one the one you always think of when you think of Brilliant Fusion? Well, that's because of its effect. It's an Earth level 5 light fairy light. It's an Earth level 5 fairy fusion effect monster with 2300 attack and 1400 defense. That doesn't matter. What matters is that it needs one Gem Knight and one light monster to fusion summon. Must first be fusion summoned, but with the above fusion material, I might add. And it just gives you an additional normal summoner set for free. So you can see why this is busted as all hell. Foolish Burial for a light monster. If you're playing a light deck, guess what? You love this. Even if you're not. It's called the Clown. Gives you an additional normal summon. Fusion spell, so it's searchable by many other means. And it's just basically free. So, what will we do to balance these cards? Well, I would say a couple of things actually. One, let's start off with Seraphinite. Instead of being a Gem Knight and a light monster, how about be a Gem Knight and another gem monster? Yeah, they all have all sorts of gem effects. Okay, so that means you gotta run 2 garnets instead of just 1. If you're playing a light deck. Also, instead of being able to just additional normal summon anything, how about you can only normal summon a gem monster? Gem or crystal. Well, you know what I mean. The Crystal Beast. Gem Knight support cards. Because if we limit this to only gem cards, aka the Gem Knights, and their relative support, this only really lives out Crystal Rose, but you'll use your normal summon on that probably. Plus it's also a Meliodas card. Meliodas. Sure. So you can have some leniency with that. But what about Brilliant Fusion? Well, for one, I would make it ashable. Maybe it already is, I don't remember, I don't care, look it up right now. Secondly, if it's blown up, how about you just blow up everything? Or thirdly, how about, while this card is on the field, you just make it so you can't special summon from the extra deck, except for Gem Knights. Problem solved. While it's on the field, you can only special summon them via Gem Knights. And if we're going with that route, with Seraphinite, with the effects I've already given it, make it so you only gain the additional normal summon of whatever it is while it's on the field. So in order to get yourself out of the lock, you need to blow up the Brilliant Fusion, which makes it so you don't have the additional normal summon anymore. Or problem, I think, is solved. Now, would this help out Gem Knights? Of course. Could this hit Brilliant Fusion off the ban list if we eroded these cards a bit? To what I've done, locking into Gem Knights, additional normal summon only being of gem monsters, or is that kind of weird parallel of, yeah, I need this on the field for the extra normal summon, but this also locks me in the Gem Knights, so I want to get rid of this as soon as possible, but if I do that, then the additional normal summon goes away? So that would help it be in Gem Knights types, and I think would this help Gem Knights? Yes, certainly, above all else. Especially with that certain FTK that happens. But that will be a problem for future Sora. But perhaps not. Guys, I really doubt they'll do something with Brilliant Fusion. Maybe it'll just rot on the ban list forever. This segment is just for me spitballing ideas on how to balance or break cards as much as I see fit. What do you guys think of Brilliant Fusion and Gem Knight Seraphinite? Do you think Brilliant Fusion or Gem Knight Seraphinite should be on the ban list? It's one or the other. Do you guys think with my little changes to their text they would actually be balanced? Again, I'm using those air quotes because of the FTK. Enough to come back to the TCG or OCG. And, well, that's very much all I had to say. Leave a like on the video if you liked it. Subscribe to see more of these crystal roses getting in the way of my erratas. And subscribe and hit the little notification bell to see when I upload all the time. Until next time, I'm Hyper Super Sora. Sayonara.